Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Bookie Bashing. Week 1 NFL season is finally upon us. Preseason over, training camp over with. Feels like just yesterday it was 2014. We were banging it over 60% all through the regular season, over 80% on total plays last year, and now we're here to do it all over again. Very excited to be here. Thank you for coming back and joining us. As always, I'm your host, Anthony Nicky Jr., alongside my two experts. On my left side, Mr. Aceberg. On my right side, just back from the beautiful Las Vegas. Hopefully got a chance to chat with him a little bit out there. If not, Joey, tell him a little bit about yourself.
What's going on, guys? Hopefully you already know me from last season. Hopefully you rode along with us and made plenty of money along the way. If not, welcome. Here we are at BookieBashingATS.com, and what we do is win. It's very simple. We make it very simple for you guys. We have a 5-pick system. 5 games every weekend, free picks Thursdays, free picks Mondays. Come check us out for those. But guys, sign up. Our numbers don't lie. Check us out. See what we did. It's only going to get better. We got another great season in store for us. Just got back from Vegas. Got to talk to some people out there. Got to kind of tell them what we got going on over here. And invited them to join us, just like I'm extending the olive branch your guys' way.
Yeah, absolutely. On my left side, don't forget, speaking of these winners, you buy this package today, you're getting half off for the entire season. We had to rip that out of my guy Ace Berg. I wanted to mention that before I introduced him. Me and Stacks got you that. So although Ace is picking winners, we got you that. Ace, looks like you got your fresh 18 in on this Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, you know I had to hit the links, Tony. I got a little bit sunburned, but that's alright. It itches a bit, but I'm really itching to get back into this season because we just were so good last year. There was a stretch, I don't know if you guys know, we gave out 8 videos without a losing week. That's just impressive. I don't know any other site that's doing that, guys. And the reason behind it is because we have a strategy that no other handicapping site goes with. If you go to those other handicapping sites, all their guys are picking against each other. They're all individual. We're a team here. We put our 3 minds together and come up with consensus picks for you every single week. And that's why we're so good, because you can't get a bad game past us 3. That's the thing about it, folks. We pick winners every single week. So jump on board with Team Bookie Bashing, because that's what we are, a team here.
Absolutely. The definition of consistency, this big 3 in the handicapping industry. 53, 31, and 3 overall last year. Numbers don't lie. We want to make you money. If you were here with us last year, I know you're coming back for more. If you're just getting on board, make sure to get your pass today. You will get half off for the entire regular season. All these other handicapping sites, you got 10 cappers. They all manipulate the numbers good so that it looks like they're making big money, but they're picking against each other on all the games. How the hell do you know who to side with? I can't figure it out. If you figure it out, let me know. Here, we know all the angles. Guys, we're looking at all the angles. We're going to pick you nothing but winners. Get on board from week 1. We guarantee you to make money throughout the NFL season. Of course, those week 1 picks are just around the corner. Make sure to tune in Thursday for your first free pick winner of the season. But before then, we want to get the juices flowing a little bit. Do a little AFC preview, a little NFC preview. Get excited for this upcoming NFL season. Going to start things off with the AFC. Of course, last year, the New England Patriots, the defending AFC champions, after routing the Indianapolis Colts in that championship game, then going on to the Super Bowl, one of the great Super Bowls in memory, really, ever. That huge defensive play to beat the Seattle Seahawks, clinch the game, and bring the trophy back to Massachusetts. Gotta love the Patriots again this year in that AFC East division. You know, Bills did a lot this season. Jets made some moves this season. Dolphins getting older. But I don't know if anybody can compete still with these New England Patriots.
Yeah, Tone, I have to agree with you on that one. I mean, it just looks so clear-cut. You know, like you said, there are some changes that have been made. You know, we got the Buffalo Bills bringing in a lot of new guys, bringing in Rex Ryan. We got the Jets, you know, they got a lot of problems over there. Whether it's Geno Smith or whether it's Ryan Fitzpatrick, that team is in deep, deep trouble. You know, the Patriots do it every single year. They always find a way to win. They always find a way to take the division and make it to the playoffs and make a deep run. I just can't see anything changing this season.
Yeah, sitting there at that minus 170 preseason for them to win the AFC East. I mean, a lot of value there. I mean, people might think that's a little expensive. Anything under minus 200 for that, really great value there. I don't see the Bills pulling it out. I don't really see the Dolphins pulling it out. Ace, any one of those teams got a chance to fight in the East?
I don't really think so. That's why I think the best value, like you said, is the Patriots to win that division. I know I already have my money on it, and it's safe money. I really think so. And I'll tell you this. Everybody in Buffalo thinks that LaShawn McCoy might be a bit of a savior for that team, might push them over the edge. And I really have to disagree. And here's why, folks. LaShawn McCoy is coming from an Eagles offense that had 3.82 yards before contact last year on every rushing play. That was the most in the league. Now he's coming to a Buffalo Bills team that averaged less than 2 yards before contact on each rush, which was one of the worst in the league. I don't think that offensive line improved very much, and I certainly don't think they improved in the quarterback position either. So I really don't think that that's going to improve much for these Bills. I think LaShawn McCoy might have a bit of a tough year in Buffalo. They just caught Fred Jackson, who I thought might be a bit of a life jacket for him, but it really isn't now that he's gone. And I just don't think any team is going to compete much. I think maybe the Miami Dolphins can do something. Their defense is really good. Tannehill continues to improve little by little, and that offense is solid under Philbin. But I don't know. I just think it's the Patriots division all the way.
Yeah, you got to like those Patriots in the East. And then another division I kind of see on cruise control, these Indianapolis Colts in the AFC South. You steal Andre Johnson from Houston. If that's not enough, I mean, people love DeAndre Hopkins, but without Andre getting that double coverage on the one side of the field, I don't know how big of a year. Probably a solid year, but not as big as last season for DeAndre Hopkins. I just don't see how, with Frank Gore now running the ball also, these Colts are going to be tough to stop. 6-0, 5-1, I think, at worst against the division. Stacks, anybody have a chance to compete with them in that?
No, I really just can't see it. I mean, 6-0 last season in the division. I think that they're going to do it again this season. You know, we have, like you said, the Houston Texans. They lose a crucial piece of that offense, Andre Johnson, and that's going to affect the whole team. Not to mention, we know Arian Foster's out. We don't know how long exactly. I'm hearing 2 weeks. I'm hearing 4 weeks. I'm hearing 8 weeks. You know, that's still a big question mark over there. But, you know, that division, just a very weak division. Jacksonville Jaguars down the bottom. Tennessee Titans. The Jaguars haven't shown any sign of life in a long time. And this Titans squad, they bring in Mariota, who I think will have his day. But he's far from that day. This division is pretty clear-cut winner in these Indianapolis Colts. You know, there's no way they don't find a way to make it to the playoffs and go deep.
Yeah, absolutely. Love them in that AFC South. Division a little bit trickier, that AFC North. We were really big on the Steelers coming in, but you lose Pouncey, that general on the offensive line. Captain, you know, you got to rely on a Cody Wallace, a guy who's been behind him. It's scary now without him. And then Martavius Bryant gets banged with that suspension. Now all of a sudden you look around and it's Wheaton, Brown. Without Bryant there, I'm looking at Sammy Coates in the other receiver spot and possibly a Darius Hayward-Bay, a guy who never really came out to his full potential. Just getting a little bit scary now in Pittsburgh. Ace, anybody going to compete in that AFC North?
I think that the Ravens can compete a bit, but in my eyes, it's still the Steelers' division. I think that the Steelers' offense, despite those injuries and despite those suspensions, can still put up crazy numbers this year. They're veteran heavy, and I think they have a great coach in Mike Tomlin that's really going to get the guys behind them, get the schemes working, and really going to be able to weather the storm until everybody's back and ready to roll. Now, like I said, the Ravens are probably the toughest competition that they have, and that's because I think Harbaugh and Flacco are really good, along with that defense that also has a lot of veterans behind them. Personally, despite Cincinnati winning 10 games last year, I think that they're kind of trending down a little bit. I think that that defense is definitely getting older and probably is getting worse as the years go on. Now, you look at their offense. They have some big weapons in Jeremy Hill, A.J. Green. I even like Andy Dalton. He's a heck of a guy, really nice guy. The problem is he just doesn't put up crazy numbers despite having one of the top wide receiver talents in the league. They still rank towards the bottom every single year in yards per game passing wise, and that's a problem when you have a guy like AJ Green that you can target. And don't sleep on their secondary receivers either. It's not like they don't have anybody, especially even the tight end position. I just don't see the Cincinnati Bengals really getting that 10th 11th win this year. I think that they're an 8-9 win team at best, and I really think that the Steelers probably run with that division.
Yeah, and I think a nice X factor, Keith Butler, going to be your defensive coordinator, guy who studied under LeBeau, was with LeBeau for a while. Won't be a crazy transition for these Steelers. Either way, I think Pittsburgh and Baltimore, two teams that could definitely get in the playoffs, one being the wild card, one being the division winner. When I start to look at that AFC West, though, I think it gets a little bit tough in that division. Really, all four teams, plenty of potential. Denver Broncos, last year's division champions. I question that offensive line a little bit. Can Peyton Manning stay healthy? And I love what they're doing out in San Diego and Oakland. Stacks, what do you think about that AFC West?
Yeah, like you said, Tone, there's a lot of talent out there. A lot of those teams, I would say, made some serious strides. These Oakland Raiders at the top of my list. I can't stress it enough. This team is making huge strides towards success. Del Rio comes in there, rips out the gym, rips out the locker room, wants them to start fresh. That locker room is so outdated. Al Davis had that team so twisted up. Del Rio's coming in there and saving it. Fresh equipment. He wants them to play like champions, look like champions, and feel like champions. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They got a ton of talent. Amari Cooper. You got Latavius Murray, who is an absolute freak show. Wait till he busts out. And then Derek Carr, who's a smart quarterback. They don't call him young Aaron Rodgers for nothing. Don't be surprised if this team sneaks into the playoffs. But as far as the rest of the division goes, I think the Denver Broncos are going to be the Denver Broncos. They're going to put up points. They're going to win some games. With that being said, definitely don't think that they're going to, muscle around this division. I think these San Diego Chargers are going to step right up and go toe-to-toe with this team and really make a strong push for that division. Kansas City Chiefs can't write them off either. You got Jamal Charles, you got Andy Reid. They got a great offensive system out there, and a tough place to play, Arrowhead Stadium. You gotta give everybody a shot. It could go any way. As far as the overall edge, I think the Chargers have a great shot to take it this year.
Love that Chargers team. I think McCoy in the third year, great offensive mind here. Phillip Rivers gets that nice deal. Love the secondary there. San Diego, a definite sleeper. You think they contend for that AFC West there, Ace?
I absolutely do, and in my opinion, I would even call them the favorites this year. With Denver's offensive line being a bit iffy and their defense also being a bit iffy, I love the Chargers to maybe jump ahead of them this year in the division. Now, I will say this. Peyton Manning will have his guys in line. He is the X factor when it comes to a mediocre offensive line because he can relay the messages to those linemen about where the blitzes are coming, who to pick up on each play. So he will get them in the right spots at the right time. The thing is, I just don't think that they have enough to get over that hump again this year. I think that they're still probably a playoff team, but in a very, very tough division like Stacks was talking about, they just aren't going to run with it. And I'd like the Chargers to jump ahead of them this year. I think Mike McCoy can be that team's X factor, as he's really is one of the best offensive minds in football. If you talk to the great football minds around the game right now, they talk about McCoy in high regards in the same class as Belichick, Tomlin. He just hasn't won yet. But don't get me wrong, folks. I think after this year, he easily could. Now, I'm not saying Super Bowl, but I think they definitely make a push towards the Super Bowl. And when you look at the rest of this division, the Kansas City Chiefs have a very good team with obviously a very good coach. They're going to be a tough team to beat any given Sunday. And I love how Stacks was talking up these Oakland Raiders because I believe they add 4, maybe 5, maybe even 6 wins to that 3-win total last year as they get right around that 500 record and possibly push for a playoff hunt. I'll tell you what, I already have money on them to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, well, sitting there at that plus 1,200, it's very nice for that playoff. You take a shot. Also, some value with those Chargers. 9-2 to win the division. Mike McCoy, we always talk about that offense, but how about the Chargers having a defense for this year? Love that secondary. You get Brandon Flowers out of Kansas City. Jason Verrett in his second year TCU product, and then Eric Weddle feels like he's been there forever, still leading that San Diego Charge. Gotta like them to take the division. I think it goes down to the wire, but I think it's them who ends up taking the AFC West. Like Denver as a definite wild card squad, and then I definitely listen. You gotta give a chance to Oakland, this young squad. Gotta give a chance to the Chiefs. They're going to manage the ball, not always the prettiest way, but I love what Stack said. Arrowhead Stadium, tough place to play, baby. That place bleeds that red and yellow. But other than that, when I wrap up the AFC, I see the Patriots easily to the east. You see the Colts to the south. We like the Steelers and probably the Ravens to get in. One of them wins the division. One of them wins the wild card. Probably we're going to lean towards Pittsburgh to win the division. And then in the AFC West, we're going to take a sleeper with the Chargers. Take those 9-2 odds. Nice little free pick action there. And then the Denver Broncos with the wild card probably sneaking in as the 6th seed. That's going to wrap things up, I think, for the AFC side of things. Just wanted to get the blood flowing a little bit, get the juices flowing, get excited for this NFL season. Again, if you were with us last year, you know that what we did. We know you're going to be back for more. 53, 31, and 2 overall. Over 60% on the season, over 80% on all total plays. Don't miss this action. And of course, if you buy today, you are saving half the money. That's right, half of your money from week 1 all the way through the NFL playoffs. Don't miss that value, folks. We are giving all the value on these picks. You're getting a great deal. You can't find it anywhere else on the internet. Mark my words on that. NFC Conference Preview coming your way a little bit later this week. And of course, make sure to check out on Thursday the first free pick winner of the season. And this Saturday, picks will be released, baby, week 1. Get on board, ride this consistency to the finish line, and we will make you money throughout the NFL season. It's going to wrap things up for this AFC preview, though, for my experts, my man Joey Stacks, my man Ace Bergs. I am your host, Anthony Nicky Jr., telling you to have a great rest of the weekend. We will see you here next time at www.bookiebashingats.com.